She said, "My therapist says you're the source of my anxiety." I nodded and said, "I see." Then I packed my bags and left a note. "Problem solved. You're welcome." The panicked text I got 24 hours later told a different story. 4 years together, living together for 2, and I thought I knew Veronica. She had her quirks, sure, but nothing out of the ordinary. Then she started therapy. At first, it seemed like the best thing ever. She came home glowing, talking about self-care and boundaries. I was all for it. Who doesn't want their partner to feel better? But then therapy basically turned into everything Marcus does is evil. If I asked her if she wanted Thai or pizza for dinner, apparently that was controlling behavior. If I said the dishes were piling up, suddenly I was obsessed with power dynamics. When she came home at 4 a.m. and I asked if she was okay, that was toxic masculinity. It felt like I was living with a self-diagnosed psychology textbook, and I wasn't the boyfriend anymore. I was the case study. I started walking on eggshells in my own house. I stopped asking questions. I cleaned quietly, cooked quietly, lived quietly, spent more time at my buddy Theo's just to breathe. Then came the Tuesday speech. I come home late from work, tired, and she's on the couch clutching her therapy journal like it's a script. She looks me dead in the eye and says, "Marcus, we finally figured it out. You're the source of my anxiety." I just stared at her. She really thought I was gonna argue, cry, beg? Nah. I stood up, grabbed my duffel, and started packing. She followed me, panicked. "You're proving her point." Nope, I was solving her problem. I walked out that night. That's when the circus started. The texts kicked off less than 24 hours later. First, angry ones. "You're immature." Dr. Whitlock was right. Then came the guilt trips. "Please, let's talk." I didn't mean it like that. Then, practical desperation. "The Wi-Fi's down, I don't know the password. How do I pay the electric bill? Rent's due next week, Marcus. Help me wild." Because 3 months ago when I said maybe we should downsize since I was paying 70% of everything, she told me I was threatened by her lifestyle. A lifestyle funded by me. Then the social media saga started. Cryptic posts. When people show you who they are, believe them. Self-care isn't selfish. And my personal favorite, healing from abandonment. Meanwhile, she's posting selfies at $18 smoothie spots. She didn't stop there. She actually called my HR, told them I was her domestic partner and that I was having a breakdown. My boss called me like, "So, she told you you're her problem and you agreed?" Honestly, respect. Even HR laughed. Her mom wasn't far behind. Shows up at my job lobby, designer person all crying, "Marcus, she can't eat, she can't sleep. She had to borrow grocery money from me." Grocery money? I left a fully stocked fridge and her $400 emergency cash stash. 2 days later, she's borrowing for groceries, but also out buying pressed juice with her girls. Then came the roommate stunt. She advertised her apartment as this healing, mindful space and pulled in some poor 23-year-old named Melody. That girl lasted 5 days. She DM'd me like, "Is Veronica always like this?" She told me I couldn't use the living room between 6 and 8 because it's her integration time. Integration time for therapy. She even tried charging the poor girl extra for emotional labor. Landlord found out I wasn't on the lease anymore. Eviction proceedings started. The wildest part? Her therapist straight up texted me, said leaving a partner suddenly can mean deeper issues and offered me referrals. My lawyer buddy told me to screenshot everything because it was a massive ethics violation. Next thing I know, the clinic supervisor calls me. Turns out Dr. Whitlock might actually lose her license. And Veronica? She doubled down. Her mom even emailed me a literal invoice, $15,700 for emotional damages, therapy costs, and lifestyle adjustments. Like she was billing me for breaking up with her. My lawyer said, frame it. By the end, Veronica was out of the apartment, out of a job at the wellness center, and living back at mommy's house. All that, "I'm the source of your anxiety" talk. And when I actually left, she completely fell apart. She thought therapy gave her power. But the second I agreed with her diagnosis and walked out, that power was gone. She thought I'd fight to prove I wasn't the problem. Instead, I let her believe her own words, and she crumbled under them.